Good afternoon, my fellow Welaka residents. It is a privilege to be speaking to you today from the Mayor's desk. We have many projects that we're currently working on in the town, and I'd like to take a few moments to discuss a few of those projects with you. The first thing that I want to talk about is our hurricane preparedness. You know the hurricane season started just a couple of weeks ago, and we have been working diligently to ensure that we have the manpower and the equipment that we need to see us through any storm. I've also been working with mayors in the local communities, including the mayor of Crescent City and the mayor of Pomona Park, in a partnership to ensure that we can provide them with equipment and they can provide us with equipment. I often say that before we start looking to Tallahassee or to DC for help, we need to reach out to our neighbors right down the street. So I encourage you, as our town of Welaka staff and our chief of police works to ensure that the town is prepared for hurricane season, you do your part as well. I encourage you to create an emergency preparedness kit, including food, water, and essential medications. Those items that you will need for 48 to 72 hours to ensure that you're safe and your family is taken care of until power can be restored and essential services be returned. At the bottom of this video today, in the comments section, we'll be posting a link that will give you access to an emergency preparedness list so you can begin to create that kit for yourself and your family so you can ensure that you can stay safe this hurricane season. I'm also excited to let you know that Mike Troxel, the head of Putnam County Public Works, met with us last week. The Putnam County Public Works is going to be working with us to clean out some of the ditches on County Road 309 and 308. Our staff has been working to clean out storm water drains to ensure that the storm water will flow properly. The county is going to partner with us, providing us with equipment and manpower to allow us to clean out the ditches, ensuring that that all the water is flowing properly. They're also going to be helping us to update the street of County Road 308 that our water plant sits on, to ensure that we can get critical equipment to our water plant should a problem arise. I'm also excited to let you know that I met with State Legislator Bobby Payne about a week and a half ago, and he has pledged any and all assistance that he can provide on a state level to the town of Welaka, including improvements to roads and other projects that we may have on our list. I'm currently in the process of putting together a list of projects, priorities that the town of Welaka has that we can get over to Legislator Payne and see what he can do on a state level to assist us in improving the town of Welaka. I'm also excited to let you know about the 32 new homes that are being built in the Riverview subdivision at the top of the hill on County Road 308. The town of Welaka is going to begin to see significant growth in the coming days. Part of my job as mayor is to ensure that that growth comes in a way that's healthy. We want to ensure that while we have growth in the town, we do not lose Welaka's small town charm. Recently, I was asked to be placed onto the Florida League of Cities Land Use and Economic Development Legislative Committee. I'm pleased to say that I have been appointed to that committee, and now I meet once a month in Orlando to allow me to learn and to be prepared for the upcoming growth that we're expected to see in the town of Welaka. Now I work closely with mayors from other cities. I've been able to learn some of the challenges that they face, some of the things that they're doing to ensure that the growth that they're seeing in their communities is done in a healthy way and in a way that doesn't put an additional burden on the residents of the town. Now I'm also excited to give you some update on the ordinances that we have coming into the town right now. Currently our city council is working on our alcohol ordinance, our parks ordinance, they're working on our noise ordinance, and they're working on our golf cart ordinance. We realized very quickly that all of our ordinances need to be updated. Many of them were out in the 60s and 70s. They needed to have some updates done to them. In the golf cart ordinance, for example, it doesn't deal with side-by-sides, and we want to encourage people to use their golf carts in a safe way. And unfortunately, side-by-sides were not in the ordinance or even being allowed, despite we have many that are in the town of Welaka. So we're going to be adding side-by-sides to the golf cart ordinance to ensure that they can be included as well. On the noise ordinance side, we're looking at the decimal levels to ensure that You can still have a good, safe time in the town of Welaka with live music, but we can do it in a way that's respectful to our neighbors that live close by. So we're working diligently on a noise ordinance that will allow for that. It will allow for an opportunity for businesses to have live music, but residents to still be able to enjoy the peace and quiet that comes with living in the town of Welaka. We're also updating our alcohol ordinance. We currently have 3 of those. We're going to try to codify them into one single ordinance, and we're working towards doing that as well. Our parks need some updates to them as far as an ordinance goes, to set times of opening and closing, what can and cannot be done in the parks. So one of our council members is currently working on a parks ordinance with our town attorney that will see to it that the parks can be used in a way that is enjoyable by all the residents of the town of Welaka, but also will protect essential taxpayers' dollars in the process of doing that. Now I'm excited to say that I'm working right now with our town clerk and a company called MuniCode to codify all of our town ordinances into what is referred to as a municipal code book. Right now we have over 100 ordinances on the books in the town of Welaka, but we do not have a code book that references those ordinances. So what we're in the process of doing right now is taking our ordinances with MuniCode, and we're working to bring them into a system that will allow you to very quickly find the ordinance that you're looking for and get the language on the way the ordinance is written, so you can understand the rules for various parts of situations in the town, whether it be, example, the golf cart ordinance, or the noise ordinance, or the animal ordinance. You'll be able to very quickly go onto our website and search, and you'll be able to see what the ordinances says based off a municipal code book. And I'm very excited about that because it's going to allow us to give our residents the ability to come in and to be able to look at these things online or come to town hall and see the code book and be able to very quickly get answers. I'm also excited because we're getting ready to create several new boards in the town of Welaka. We're going to create a charter committee that's going to work alongside me and the town council to update our town charter. Our charter's not been updated since 1947. I'm currently talking to cities throughout the state of Florida. I'm talking to the mayors of those cities who have charters that are similar to our charter in cities that are similar in our size. We're talking to them about their charters, what's good and what's bad, what they would like to see updated in their charter. As we begin to work through this, it's going to take us approximately 1 year to work on and create the charter. Once the charter's been approved, it will then go to the vote of you, the people, to be confirmed before it will become law. So we have much work ahead of us in that regard. And our charter committee, made up of local citizens right here in the town of Welaka, will be helping to mold and shape and create that charter that will guide the town of Welaka for many years to come. We're also creating a committee for our events. I plan to have several new events that we'd like to see in the town of Welaka, include perhaps an art walk. We're working towards our Christmas parade, and we definitely want to have a nice event for 4th of July next year. So we're getting ready to form an events committee that will help oversee those events and encourage people to come out and be a part of these events. We're also having new appointments that's going to be occurring with our codes and our zoning board, and we're also going to be having a citizens advisory board that will help advise the council and myself as mayor about projects, about issues that you, the residents of the town, see that you would like to see made a priority. I'm excited about these new boards because these new boards are going to be made up of residents like yourself, allowing you to be more involved with your government. Part of when I came in as your mayor, part of what I wanted to accomplish was to create transparency in our government so you would always know what's going on in the town, because it's your town too and it's your town tax dollars. I also wanted to create community involvement, and one of the ways that we do that is with our boards. So I'm excited that we put these boards together, and don't be surprised in the next weeks and month or so if you don't get a phone call from one of our council members asking you to be a part of one of those boards, because we do want people from all over our community to be a part of the guiding and the input that's going on in the town of Welaka. I'm also excited because we're getting ready to create a building department in the town of Welaka. This will be a building and zoning department. Right now we do have a building department, but we're going to tighten that up a little bit, and we're going to have someone who's going to be more assigned on a full-time basis to that. This person will be helping with issuing building permits, They'll also be answering zoning questions. When I spoke to our town attorney about this, he really encouraged us to put this together, because as we begin to see growth in the town and we see what's going on in the community, we're going to want to have a building and zoning department that can meet the needs of that growth. It's also important to me because I want to make it something where the residents can come and very easily get zoning questions answered and be able to pull building permits as easy as possible. Many people don't realize that we do have requirements that must be met on building codes per state law, but we want to be here as a resource to you to be able to answer questions that you have as you're trying to pull your building permits and stay within town ordinance and state statute. So I believe creating this building and zoning department will go a long ways in assisting residents in this and encouraging growth, but helping us to keep a control on that growth, as I said earlier, to allow us to maintain our small town charm. As you hear, we have a lot of projects that are coming forward, many in the coming weeks and months ahead, and I'm very excited about these projects, and I'm very excited to have you, the residents, to be a part of these projects. I think it's going to be a really great thing that we have. I think that it's really going to bring the town of Welaka forward in a really positive and great way, and I'm excited to be a part of it, and I'm excited that you also are going to be a part of this. So from the mayor's desk, from the town hall, and from the council of the town of Welaka, I would like to thank you for taking the time to listen today from the mayor's desk. I encourage you to have a very safe and happy 4th of July, and I look forward to speaking to you again next month. Thank you.